Hello, Speed Gaming. Welcome back to the Metroid Prime Randomizer tournament for 2023. We got week 4 settings still coming up here. A fighting chance. In case those unaware, we are going to be starting in a random boss room for this seed. Those include all of the major bosses plus some other ones that you might not know, like Zoid, Philip in Elite Research, the Phazon Elite, and as well as the Elite Pirate in Omega or Elite Research. But we'll see what we start with today.
Elite Control.
Elite Control, that's right. The Chozo Ruins. Ooh boy, is this a Flogger start?
Zoid.
Ooh, Zoid start.
Morph Ball, Bombs, and Space Jump, so we're going to be able to get the item behind Zoid right away.
That's good. Honestly, Zoid starts are actually really good because it guarantees you bombs right away.
And they're generally what you want, because if you get a start that's close to where you start in vanilla, then it'll basically turn it into an odd weekly race, and it won't be too chaotic for the most part, which is generally what most people want to see.
It's just a missile behind Zoid, so nothing too bad so far. Honestly, there is a high chance that we won't actually see anything on Zoid since we already have bombs to get out, but who knows.
Yeah, one of the checks we're going to see pretty early on should be Launcher to get out of, to get past the, what's that room called? A Gathering Hall, yeah.
Gathering Hall. Okay, so as for racers agreements for this race, there's not much. The only thing is just Spring Ball is enabled, so just makes things a lot faster. So it should be finishing up here soon. What do we got?
Just a missile on Zoid.
Okay. But yes, to answer questions in chat, this is week 4 preset, a fighting chance, where we just start in a random boss room, and that's pretty much it, with some random starting items. And it seems that both players this week started on Zoid, so it's pretty much just going to be odd weeklies from here, but who knows.
Death King was not using Spring Ball there, so we'll see if we have another one-sided Spring Ball race again.
Yeah, that's the worst part about R-Ring Spring Ball is that sometimes you get too used to not having it that you forget.
Yeah, and we've seen that quite a lot this tournament, where runners have RA'd for Spring Ball, but only one really remembers, and that sort of seems to be what's happening here. As you can see, JhavA has been using Spring Ball, but Death King has not been using Spring Ball at all.
Yeah, I have definitely been guilty of this as well, so hopefully he remembers in time. Okay, but it looks like we're getting Furnace right now, and then I think with Space Jump Upper Furnace maybe in Logic, although I think
we'll need Spider Ball for that first.
Alright, yeah, so players are just going to turn around here and then head towards Gathering Hall. Simple. We will see a peek of the Upper Furnace item. But
and that looks like just a missile up there.
Okay.
Seeing an early E-Tank, that'll be nice.
There's a vanilla also, that's kind of fun.
No, one E-Tank. Well, actually, we still could have no E for like the rest of the race. Just one for the entire race.
I mean, one is better than none, but usually most experienced players are more comfortable at around, say, 3 E-Tanks. Sometimes you can even pull off 2, but I'd imagine both of our runners are relatively new to the racing scene, so I would assume that they would always prefer more.
Yeah, it's always nice to have as much as you can get. And with that Spider Ball and Gathering Hall, that does put Upper Furnace in Logic. That could be Launcher. JhavA did not check Upper Furnace, so might be worried about that, but K saw that it was just a missile, so I don't think Death King will be going back for that ever.
Okay, cool.
But it could also mean Upper Dynamo as well.
Yeah, both runners are going to just head towards Watery Hall. Oh, there's the launcher right there. Okay. That's one problem out of the way. Okay. Watery Hall coming up here. Both runners are neck and neck. Let's see the sick Watery Hall gameplay. Beginning. This room is kind of annoying, honestly. The scan points are very tedious. It's not very nice to get fast. At least the one that's behind you at the beginning of the room.
X-ray visor.
Okay.
Oh, no X-ray hunt today.
That's good. So, that doesn't really do anything right now. I guess we could get to Talon from here, and if we find Grapple, that would put Rookhaven Logic, actually, so...
Yeah, and also just various checks around the planet that are X-ray locked.
Mm-hmm. Okay, will we see anyone peek Lower Watery Hole? They'll at least peek it with the scan.
Yeah,
visor.
I'd imagine they will just, and if it's anything decent, I bet they'll go for it. With one energy tank, it's pretty manageable because you need about 60 E to comfortably get out. Let's see what's here. Just a missile.
Alright, cool. Thankfully, they both have space jump, so that's not the hardest slope jump in the world. But it is possible, NSJ, but it is significantly more difficult. Thankfully, that's not a problem today.
They're very in sync right now. This is they have been like the whole race.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is the whole idea of Swiss brackets, is that the more races that go on, the more even out the competition should be. So,
well, right now it would seem JhavA is actually headed back for that upper furnace, and is gonna be slightly disappointed to see that it's just a missile.
yeah, this is not the biggest of time losses, but this will definitely put a big barrier between the two early game. Meanwhile, Death King is just going to head straight for main plaza and probably do Hive Mecha and such. What we got? Just immediately going to get Vault Ledge. I like this.
Nothing.
Yay.
0.
So I believe... Oh, there's an artifact in there. Okay. So I believe there are... Correct me if I'm wrong, but there should be 9 nothing? Or, no, not 10 nothings in this lead for the 6 artifacts, 3 starting items, and charge.
Yep, should be 10. So 1 in 10 chance everywhere that we will have 0 to pick up. And that's the first of 6 artifacts. We'll see where the other 5 are once we make it back to Talon, but with an early artifact, that could mean Jet Seed, or it could mean that they're just completely scattered throughout. But usually, if you see 2 or 3 early on, you're going to have a pretty quick seed.
Mm-hmm. Although, that Plasma Beam could always be
yeah,
wrench in the system.
And Phase on Suit, too.
At least Phase on Suit gets a hint.
Yeah.
There's that other nothing. Okay. JhavA is now on his way to main plaza now. He's not that far behind.
Yeah, just a minute or 2 behind. The upper furnace, I would definitely have done that in that position, because the spider ball with nothing in upper dynamo, it would be very likely to have something there. And there's various suit picked up in Rune Gallery. The tunnel is, of course, going to be nothing because we can't actually check it.
First pass, yep. Look at that. If you can't get it first pass, it's always something. If you can, never anything.
Wave up there. Ooh, Tower of Light's going to have something.
Ooh. Tower of Progression? Why is it always progression? We've been seeing just the sheer amount of Tower of Lights being required. It's kind of It's just baffling at this point, honestly.
But with the wave there, since that requires grapple logically, we should see grapple pretty early on, which would also put root cave into logic too. So that may be something as well.
Okay. I wonder if either runner knows how to do Arbor Chamber out of bounds. That is a very useful skill to have, just to get that check out of the way first pass. It is significantly free with those bombs, just to prevent getting caught on sticky collision all the time.
Yeah, just as long as you don't fall off of Arbor Chamber, it's a really easy wall crawl. So I would definitely recommend learning it for anybody that wants to.
Mhm. And seeing so many people use that standable kind of hurts me. I've always just done the slope jump up the half pipe itself.
I feel like that's a kind of tight slow jump. I don't like that one.
It is, and I know that it's probably just be faster to use sustainable all the time. But man, I really like getting that slope jump first try. It's significantly easier on the right side to me, but at that point, if you want to get up the left side to get the item, and then you can just simply scan dash to the wave door.
All right, and now we're gonna see Tower of Light and Tower Chamber probably from both of the runners as they're both heading that way. Neither of which are currently in logic without Grapple Beam and Power Bomb expansion. That does not mean Power Bombs are in logic, but it does give us the ability to use them since they're not the mains. The game does not expect you to have them just quite yet, but we can actually use them right now.
Mm-hmm. And that does become very useful for just getting a lot of one-off checks, especially here in Chozo, like Magma Pool, for instance.
And Upper Fiery Shores.
Indeed.
Ice, Tower of Ice.
Wow. Okay. Ooh, I hope that Death King, at least, if he doesn't get this, he peaks the. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I always just do the peak if I have enough missiles. It's just faster if there's nothing up there.
It is true, but honestly, I'm confident enough in my Power of Light climb that it's faster. It's basically just a gamble if you think it's progression or not.
I mean, it's tower progression.
Indeed. Seems that runners
Turning around? Oh, okay. You know what happened? In Death King's first match, this exact thing happened where Ice was in Tower of Light and then hot dogged it and didn't pick it up. But then both the runners are leaving it behind, so maybe they just need to get more missiles to get up there, or maybe they don't realize that that's Ice Beam. We'll see. I don't think Death King would make the same mistake twice. I would be determined to not make that mistake ever again. So I really hope both the runners go back for that Ice Beam, because leaving it behind would really, really hurt again.
Yeah, I think they're just not comfortable at the climb and would rather just have enough missiles to get it, which thankfully is the logical way to do that. The game does require you to have 36 missiles to climb it, so...
Yeah, it would definitely make sense, because those scan dashes can be pretty tight.
Mm-hmm. It becomes pretty free once you, get used to, once you get a basic understanding of, how scan dashes work and how you can make them go faster and whatnot. About how limited influence works and all that.
Yeah, when I learned Observatory Dash, it made that a lot easier.
Indeed. Yeah, Observatory Dash is a really good, just practice place. That's also very useful for races and whatnot. It'll get you pretty good at getting scan dashes once you get that one successfully.
Yeah, and they're both pretty similar in the fact that it's not so much about the distance. I mean, it's more about the distance with Tower of Light, but less about the distance with Observatory, and it's just about trying to get all the height that you need in the short time that you have with a dash.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, what I've found is that if you do the scan dash to the rim of the tower, and then just re-grab L, it'll just help so much. It gets you over the actual sloped part and into the actual standable.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing in alcove or landing site, but we will be getting hints here right after frigate crash site, which is in logic with space jump. That scan dash is in logic with SJ. Maricat, I do not want to be hop up tower flight, thank you. But that does
That
sound
sounds
pretty
rough.
funny.
That sounds really hard.
Maricat is the major proponent of cursed climbing strats for rooms.
Wow, that was a really high slope jump from Death King.
Yeah, this slope jump, I think, is also in logic. Some
Yes.
runners find it easier. I think the scan dash is easier. There we go.
And then we should be seeing hints here pretty soon if the runners do decide to read them, which I think at this point they will read hints pretty much immediately after they get them, because there's a lot of places you could go now with the wave and with the ice now being in logic, because they have for sure 40 missiles each.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of places that we could go, and we are currently involved in one big plasma hunt, unfortunately.
Yep, feels bad, man. Although, okay, well, JhavA has not gone back to town yet. It seems like he actually wants to stay and farm the missiles and go back to tower flight. Yeah.
Yeah. Has enough now, so you only need 36 and he is 37, which is just barely enough, but it will be enough to make it up Tower of Light without having to use any dashes.
Hopefully, he doesn't hit one of the Oculus.
Yeah, only one missile to spare, like Jeff says, so you can't get blocked.
Okay. Artifacts coming up here. Supers in Artifact Temple. Okay.
Yeah, and I believe it was just a nothing in the tree from what I saw on X-Ray when JhavA looked at it.
PCA.
Well, at least we have X-Ray for that. And
Elite
Elite
Quarters. Who boy.
Thardis? Oh.
Elite Research.
Thardis.
Philip. Go. Retreat Chamber.
Thardis.
And
Arbor Chamber.
Arbor
Oh, that Arbor Chamber wall crawl could be good right now. I mean, you'll come back with Plasma at the end of the game, but like, it'd be cool to get it out of the way now.
Okay, so quite a doozy artifacts. 3 in mines, so we are going to need Plasma Beam to get our Phase on Suit hit. So
Yeah, at this rate, I don't think we're gonna see a face on suit hint unless it's somewhere really bad. We'll probably stumble across it looking for Plasma and the artifacts. But at least we have X-ray visor. That early X-ray is gonna be very good to have. I've had one of my races had a X-ray hunt looking for just looking for X-ray for a while to find the to be able to get an Omega Pirate. And yeah.
it looks like JhavA has pulled off the Tower of Light climb successful. Misses. Didn't miss a single one.
And picking up Ice Beam. And the wave is still not in logic without grapple, so grapple is probably going to be somewhere in Magmore Caverns, I would expect.
And you know what? I think that L jump to main plaza is actually in logic. I'm pretty sure.
I thought you needed grapple for that to be in logic. Like you jump from the tree and then
grapple NSJ that's the logical way to get that. Oh, really? It's an intermediate L jump? Interesting. Okay, well, oh well. Grapple beam is irrelevant anyways. Everything can be skipped if you try hard enough. But we're seeing the Magmar play immediately, and is that boost?
That's a
ball?
missile.
Oh, missile. Okay.
Yeah, I would definitely do the Magmor play right now. It's just like, what else are you gonna do? Well, I guess Fogger you could do.
Although we didn't see anyone check Root Cave.
Oh
I guess-
yeah, that is true. We did not see Root Cave.
Fair enough, I guess. Both runners must not be comfortable with the Root Cave dash.
Yeah, that one also takes a bit of practice. It's not as tricky as Observatory Dash, but it does take a bit of practice to be able to get that one down.
Teaches you how to bend your scan dashes.
Yeah.